The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
It's time for a crunch or two. It's time for a little something something. It's time for the Snack Authority. The Snack Authority. The authority on snacks. Snacks of all kinds. From the most common and wildly famous to the most obscure and unknown. The Snack Authority. Snacking all the time so you don't have to.
Hello, everybody. This is the Snack Authority broadcasting live from the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is a weekly podcast where we dig into the history, taste, flavor of local snacks, national favorites, and even some bizarre and international snacks, alone or in head-to-head battles. Welcome, everybody, to the Snack Authority. Jess, what are we eating today?
Today it is the popcorn battle, stovetop versus microwave. And if that wasn't enough, we're actually going to compare Jiffy Pop versus Orville Redenbacher versus Newman's Own. What do you like, Mikey?
Personally, I prefer a stovetop. I just think you have more control over it.
The original. That's the one that started first, right?
Yeah. I mean, stovetop
Or what if there was, even before there was stoves?
So, they get campfire poppers.
Yeah? Okay. We should have tried campfire poppers.
I actually do have a fun fact about that.
Yeah.
Farmers way back, and ranchers and cowboys, so yeehaw, used to actually take cast iron pans and put lard or an available fat in there, put the corn in it, pop it up, and then rock and roll with some sweeteners for kettle corn.
That's what kettle corn are.
And
yeah, so much more fun.
Even before the cast iron, people used to use clay pots. Back in the
Clay
real
pots.
olden days, clay pots and a campfire.
All right.
That's
You'd
cool.
be savage. I've seen the corn on the cob poppers, and there's actually a cob of corn that you pop on the cob.
I've seen
Stick
that.
it on a stick and stick that sucker in the
seen
fire.
I haven't seen that.
The whole cob.
Yep.
Pop the whole cob.
It's
I
like
vote
popcorn
yes.
on the cob.
Yeah, we didn't do that, though.
Oh.
Ed, what do you like?
You know, I kind of, if I'm going to eat any, I go for the convenience factor and do the microwave ones.
I think it outsells them all big time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, easy.
And then there is the Jiffy Pop, which we all did as a kid.
Kind of like the in-betweener.
Yeah, I had, did it taste metallic? Did it taste greasy? What was going on? Is it really as much fun as it is to eat? I
It's
don't
as
know.
much fun to make as it is to eat.
That's what they say it is.
But you get the big balloon, you get the pop.
I don't know. I mean,
How's this? When I went to the supermarket to buy this stuff, the lady picks it up to scan the Jiffy Pop, and she says, "Oh, my God, I remember this." She works in the supermarket. It never comes through, right? This has got to be
nobody
a
knows what it
slower
is.
seller.
yeah.
I mean, think about it. People walk by, they see a pan, they're like, what the heck is that thing? Microwave.
How about the popcorn in the bag that's already made?
Depends how long it's been sitting. If it sits too long, it gets chewy.
Right. To me, it's never good. I mean, in a supermarket where they're popping popcorn, okay, that's one thing. But getting the national brand that's in a bag, it's been sitting there for a long time.
If I have to do that, I go with the smart food, a little bit of the cheesy popcorn.
Yeah, that's probably one of the first ones I remember eating. The Smart Food Cheddar.
Too addictive.
Good naming for them, smart food.
Well, popcorn is low calorie and low fat, I believe.
Probably not once you put cheese.
Oh, once you put cheese and butter, forget about it. And then it tastes good.
Well, as I made this, I did the stovetop, and I just put a little salt in it. Oil, I put a little salt in the oil and popped it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind
Very
of like what happened
smart.
when we used to use the big pop you had. The snap packs, they had the coconut oil with the butter flavoring and the salt already in it.
Yeah, so this is trying to compare each one with the other. Now, the second one we have over there in the microwave is Newman's Own, right? And that, I believe that's a lightly salted. So I tried to go lightly salted with that. Whatever's happening in that Jiffy Pop plastic thing is happening. I don't know what's going on there. But let's start digging in and try some of this. I think start with the oldest first, and let's go with the one in the
Stovetop.
Look at that.
And that's the Orville Redenbacher?
It is not. It is the what? Yes, it is.
This is
Orville
Redenbacher.
Redenbacher, which I think
on
is
my
the big,
hands.
which is probably the biggest selling one, right?
Start there.
Orville's been around for a long time, yeah.
I'm Orville Redenbacher from Valparaiso, Indiana. Can you tell which popcorn is my famous gourmet popping corn? Mine pops so much bigger, it's blowing the top right off of the popper. Mine eats better, too.
This one, open this one.
No, you got Ed's over there down the end.
Did you
Ken?
Did you blow the the top off the popper when you made that?
I did.
Dave? Yeah.
I did.
You did it the old school way too, shaking the pan.
Yeah.
So you definitely agree with his assertion that
And this was all made about 30 minutes ago. So, kind of fresh as it can be.
this has a good microphone crunch factor.
Yeah.
It does have a good crunch. It is not Hullis though.
I'm a popcorn fan. I love it.
And you should see Becky. She's crazy about popcorn.
Yeah.
They actually make a couple different varieties of popcorn, depending on where you buy it from. There's different colored ones and stuff, and it all affects the flavor and the crunch value.
Well, you also have two kinds of popcorn. You have the bursty one like this, and then the round.
And the
Globe
bulbous
one?
one.
Yeah.
I know Amish Country is a popcorn company, I believe I was looking at, and they make a Hullis popcorn, so you don't get the little holes that get stuck in your gums.
Oh yeah.
They actually make a version of popcorn that's Hullis, so you don't have that happen.
It's genius.
The only problem is it doesn't end up crunchy, though. Usually it's more of a tender popcorn they call it.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm going to have the crunch. Becky loves the crunch.
All right, let's go to our historian, Ed Sullivan, and tell us about popcorn, Ed Sullivan.
All right.
While we're enjoying popcorn.
You got to go to the real source, which, of course, is corn, which was first domesticated about 10,000 years ago in what is now Mexico.
Oh, wow.
And archaeologists have discovered that people have known about popcorn for thousands of years. In Mexico, for example, remnants of popcorn have been found that date to around 3600 BC.
It's wild.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want those remnants. They're probably not.
A little stale.
A little stale. Popping of the kernels was achieved in 19th century, so it kind of goes with what Jess was saying. You know, the cowboys with their cast iron. And
How'd they figure it out that you could take it and, that they would get kernels of corn and say, well, let me heat it up under the fire or something, and it popped, and they go, what the hell was that?
It's probably the chuck wagon guy. He probably tossed it in the pan, forgot to put the oil in, and it was like, pop, pop, oh, what the heck?
or maybe you just start with, this corn's dried out, throw it in the fire, and
It started exploding.
Yeah.
But, they started selling it on the East Coast under brand names in the 19th century, such as Pearls and Nonpareil.
Yeah.
So, its popularity increased rapidly in the 1890s because Charles Creeders invented the popcorn maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when it started to become a little bit more popular, but it was really World War II.
For the home, he was doing the popcorn maker? Or
No, more for vendors.
Okay.
And during World War II, though, with the sugar rationing, there was less candy around, so popcorn really picked up in popularity. They say 3 times as much popcorn was sold during the Second World War, and very popular at theaters.
Oh, yeah.
And originally when it was introduced into the theaters, none of the theater owners liked it. I mean, it's pretty noisy, right, when you think about it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to concentrate. Well, you don't have to think about it. People can listen to our podcast and hear how noisy it is.
No, isn't that funny that in movie theaters, that's where they would do it, and they want, hey, quiet in the movie theater. And
Right.
yet give you a crunchy type of thing. Even to make it where they used to make it in the back of the movie theater, where people were making it so you could smell it. Here you go, making noise.
Right, and
it's the noisiest snack, maybe.
as Europe sometimes does, they look at American things to introduce in Europe, and they tried to get popcorn in the French theaters, and it just didn't work out. Nobody liked the crunch, and so it just never never caught on in France. But
yeah, we're diving into the Newman's Own in the microwave version, and it is right off the bat. It's less oily, of course, because I did the stovetop in oil, so it seemed a little greasier.
Yeah.
This is drier, cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like this one a lot. It tastes like just popcorn.
Yeah. Tastes like Happy.
Newman doesn't have any popcorn advertising I could find, so I just found Paul Newman talking about his company.
Okay.
How long can a corporation last when it gives everything away? I mean, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting experiment.
So, That was
That's the idea of his company, right?
Yeah.
Give away all the profits.
Yeah, give it all to charity.
I dig it. It's actually a really nice thing to do. Plus, their food actually does taste awesome.
All right, dunk me into the pan again because
Rock and roll.
I ate it all. And I want to go. I need to go.
You need
comparison.
comparative?
Round 2, it's good. We like round 2.
Uh-oh, there's some mess factor. I already saw a kernel hitting the floor.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
I would say if we last week we did the peanut at as arguably the worst mess factor item there is.
Oh, yeah.
This has to be up there in number 2. So I would give this probably a 8 maybe.
Yeah, as far as spillage goes, because you always end up losing a couple.
You know, I think, oddly, these microphones are helping with the mess factor. You can't do the handful
Right.
where it starts to spill out the sides and
You
shoot
can.
all over the place. Jess can do it.
Oh, you can do it. I can still toss it back.
So dramatic difference in color for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Newman's is bright white, and we have even though there was no butter or anything added to it, you got a little, off-white, I would say,
What kind of oil was this in?
vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil? It's good. I mean, the one in the bag, Newman's, they only add sea salt and vitamin E for freshness. So really there's nothing in it but,
Happy.
happy.
Yeah.
Happy in vitamin E, which, who doesn't love vitamin E?
Yeah. I remember it was funny when I was a kid out in California, there was this little story they used to say in school. Basically, the way the Indians explained how a kernel popped was there's a little Indian spirit, and he said, each kernel of corn, as you heat it up, he got really irritated and pissed off, and he explodes. And that's how you get this.
So, Dave, you and I are old enough to remember when they didn't have microwave popcorn.
Yeah.
Because it was, the first patent wasn't issued until 1981 to General Mills.
I remember.
Mikey's old enough, too.
Yep.
Imagine that, before 81, there was no microwave popcorn, and I would say the majority of younger people or something think it's the only way to make popcorn.
I don't have a microwave right now.
Don't you have
I
one?
do not have a microwave in my house, which is annoying, but
Can you take microwave popcorn, rip the bag open, and pour it into the pan and make popcorn?
I've never tried it, but I'm assuming in desperation you could. I might try that.
If your microwave broke or something and you just had
Imagine
to
it
have
would
your
work.
popcorn.
I got to imagine, though, inside the microwave bag, first off, microwave anything you would think is worse for you,
Yeah,
right?
there's like a plate thing here, so
Yeah.
that must be what heats it up.
And we have Jiffy Pop, right?
Yeah.
So, Jess, where are we on price between these 3 items?
There is a huge discrepancy in price. Jiffy Pop is 28 cents an ounce, and Redenbacher, the stovetop one that we did, was only 15 cents per ounce, and then the in-the-bag Newman's Own, that all goes to charity, is 18 cents per ounce. So, kind of a range.
Well, I'm surprised that the microwave wasn't that much more, because you're talking about virtually, a bag of popcorn seeds at 15 cents. Now you get it with the microwave bag and everything ready to go, whatever's in there. Is there oil? There must be something.
There's going to be something in there.
Yeah.
In the bag?
Yeah.
No, I think I really think it's just sea salt and vitamin E.
I thought there was palm oil.
Is there palm oil? Oh, yep, I lied to you. I lied to all of you guys.
Palm oil, a.k.a. coconut.
Coconut oil is good for you.
Yeah, but some
like a
people have an allergy to it.
Really? I didn't know that.
Or
I'm
palm
sorry,
allergies.
guys.
All right, so let's go Jiffy Pop, the magic.
What makes watching TV as much fun as going to the movies?
Jiffy Pop popcorn.
Hooray!
Jiffy Pop is as much fun to make as it is to eat.
I'm gonna level with you. It's not fun to open. It's all sticky and it's not
This
good.
must have been like the first thing before there was a microwave that somebody made up for a convenience factor for popcorn.
Yeah,
pop.
Get in there.
that was in 1959.
have to tip that.
They introduced Jiffy Pop.
I remember it.
Yeah.
I was born in 1960. I grew up with this literally, right?
Because it was fairly new at the
Yeah.
time. And
I remember the cover used to be just plain white and a piece of cardboard.
whoa, I can already see a huge color difference.
yeah.
It's going to be buttery, which is a good thing.
Well, butter flavor.
I said buttery.
Yeah, buttery. Butter-flavored popcorn. As much fun to make as it is to eat. They stuck with that slogan for 60 years. Ingredients: popcorn, palm oil once again. Salt, color added. The color is dramatically different. It is yellow.
I think
Beta carotene usually.
Another difference wasn't there milk in it?
Yep,
There's
including milk. Color added, natural flavoring, including milk. Do you like milk with your popcorn?
Well, butter.
Butter.
Yeah.
Derived from milk.
Instead of vitamin
E.
E for freshness, they use citric acid and TBHQ.
Tert-butyl hydroquinone, which I probably butchered, but it's just a synthetic aromatic compound used to preserve processed foods, which makes sense.
Another interesting fact on popcorn, actually. There was a big lawsuit, I think, back in the 50s against what they call popcorn lung, because people who were manufacturing popcorn in factories were breathing in the dust from the artificial butter, which was diacetyl, and people were developing what they call popcorn lung.
I heard somebody ate a couple bags of popcorn every day for 20, 30 years, and they got it.
Yeah, because he was opening the bag, and he said he loved the smell. So he was breathing in the
Bad.
That's
whatever the
terrifying.
diacetyl that was coming off of the imitation butter. And he sued, and he won.
Yeah. Imitation butter.
I don't like that.
This is
I think the
what's-
Jiffy Pop is probably my least favorite so far.
Yeah.
It's chewy. It's greasy feeling.
Yeah.
I think just for me,
But
I don't
is
like
it,
opening
is it a
the bag.
little movie theater-ish, though?
A little bit, but
It's more movie theater-ish?
that's because of all the fake
Yeah.
stuff they throw on it.
Right.
Dave, do you have thoughts on the air popper? Is it an instrument of the devil, or?
I won't go as far as to say that. I've tried it. I've owned one. First off, it seemed to be such a waste of electricity. It's basically a blow dryer blowing on a kernel over and over and over, and it takes forever to end up going. It's loud. And then it becomes almost like cotton at that point. The popcorn has no oil base to it at all.
It's very dry.
Ultimate dry.
Our air popper, every year when we went to the beach for our stay, we would actually use the air popper. And my problem was that little thing that hangs off the top of it, so as the popcorn's shooting out, you melt the butter and it drips on it.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Mess everywhere. And then, of course, as a kid, you're like, I'm going to eat the butter.
Right.
Third-degree butter burns. No joke.
Isn't it amazing how oily that fake butter is on that?
Oh, yeah.
Now you go back to the stovetop with just a little butter in a pan, a little oil in the pan. And by far the least oily is the Newman's,
Yeah, the Newmans. It's also probably the most crispy, believe it or not.
which was the microwave one.
Yeah.
This is going in a different direction than I thought it was going to go. To tell you the
Yeah.
truth.
But then again, it's also, we don't know what type of kernel they're using, too. Because, like I said, there's different kernels will give you a different crunch factor.
I think there are only two main ones because it has to be from the Zea Mesa Verda.
Is
Like regular sweet corn, you can't pop.
No, there's a bunch of different varieties, too. Because if you look, you've got like Midnight Blue, which is a blue corn. You've got a red corn. You've got multiple variations of a white corn. Tiny little kernels, big fat kernels.
You've had blue corn popcorn?
Oh, yeah, it's called Blue Sapphire. It's made by Fireworks. Becky loves that stuff.
All right, that's pretty cool. I'm going to hunt that down.
Becky is
actually
his
looks purple.
wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. I made her gift lists for next month because August is her birthday, and on it is 2 different stovetop poppers, 2 different gallon jugs of the proper oil to use with a pumper, and about 2 different variety packs of Fireworks and Amish Country.
Oh, she's watching this. She just ruined a birthday surprise.
She already knows
Sorry,
anyways.
Becky.
So what do you like on your popcorn? If you were making popcorn at home and you either chose microwave or Jiffy Pop or did it on the stove or used your air popper, is that what you choose?
Air popper.
That's what you do.
I don't have one anymore.
Okay.
I shouldn't be allowed to use things like that, but air popper would be my choice.
What would you put on it?
Butter and salt. Got to go classic.
Yeah? I watched a movie on Michael Jackson where he uses hot sauce on, and the regular one, what's Frank's?
Yeah.
Frank's Red Hot. Yeah.
Red Hot, and sprinkled it on there. And I'm watching the movie. I go, I wonder what that would be like. Took out the pan, made the popcorn, go in, get the Frank's, let me try it out. Fabulous.
Seriously?
Fabulous.
Oh.
You don't pour it on, sprinkle it on like you sprinkling on the butter, I guess.
Like
you
you're
know, not pouring
drizzling
it on,
vinegar on
drizzle.
the French fries, sort of thing.
Now,
And
another
really good.
alternative for the air popped, if you don't want the oil, then the problem you have is, well, how do I get the salt to stick? And some people actually use soy sauce with popcorn.
Really?
Yeah, you can get the low sodium soy, and then you get the salty, also the soy flavor, so it has to be a flavor you like.
Another trick for air poppers and stuff like that, spray bottle. You can make like a saltwater solution probably and just hit the popcorn as it's coming out.
Will it sog it up, though?
Yeah.
Not if you're misting it.
I don't know, man.
It's a lot better than just dumping butter on it. You always get the...
One of our colleagues says that the way to go is to air pop and then take a little melted butter with salt and put it in a brown paper bag and shake it up.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I could rock out with that.
Well, let me tell you, I did the hot sauce on it, sprinkled it on, put it in a bowl, shook it around to get it mixed on every one. The only problem that happens is it's messy on your hands. So napkin in one hand, eating the popcorn in the other. But really, I'm telling you, you into hot sauce at
I
all?
love hot, spicy foods. I am going to try that.
Fantastic. And in the movie, Michael Jackson would basically rent out the movie theater, take his kids there, and then reach in his bag and pull out the hot sauce and then pass it to them, and they would all do the same. And they really made no big thing in the movie about it, but apparently something he always did.
So even Blanket would have the hot sauce?
Even Blanket and Moonshot or whatever. Get some weird names, right?
I'm going to try this.
But still, as weird as it sounds, give that a shot. What do you think? And I'm giving this a shot, and I am surprised at what I'm going to pick as the winner.
I have a feeling it's the same thing with me.
No. We're going to go first. Now I'm intrigued.
So I thought for sure it's going to be stovetop I'm going to like the best. You know, it is as fresh as you can possibly do. I'm not a big fan of the microwave to begin with. You know, I'm a nostalgic guy, so Jiffy Pop, oh my God, that brings me back when I end up doing it the least. I like it the least.
Yeah.
Stovetop, what I always do. That's what I do. I don't do microwave popcorn. I do stovetop. This stovetop is my choice.
Stovetop?
I mean, the Newman's microwave
Well,
is the best one.
Dave, you prepared them all. Which was the most fun to make?
Well, you would think Jiffy Pop would be the most fun to make.
Yeah, but you did do the stovetop the old school way. You got to shake the living hell out of that thing.
Well, and there is a convenience factor to the Jiffy Pop and the Newmans, right? You don't have anything to clean up, right? With the stovetop, you've got to, wash the pan and all of that.
And you got to have the oil, and you got to have the salt and everything. The other two, you needed nothing.
Self-contained.
The Jiffy Pop one, for some reason, I didn't actually have a lot of fun doing it. Maybe back in the day, it would have been fun. I don't know. And you got to keep shaking and shaking, and you got this little metal thing and stuff. And maybe for a little kid, and it's a fun thing. But I think it's gone its way of the 1950s when that old-fashioned fun that you can play a video game while you're waiting a minute 30 seconds for your microwave to pop.
You can glance at your black and white TV while you're popping your popcorn. But you did not follow the directions on the Jiffy Pop, though. Wasn't there a warning with that?
There's a lot of warnings what to do. It says gas ranges or stovetop. And where was it here? Do not allow children to prepare unsupervised.
Uh-oh.
Do not pop on glass top ceramic ranges. Oops. That's what I have.
Yeah, it's probably because they're afraid you're going to scratch the surface, probably.
Yeah. Or charcoal grill, or open campfire, or other uneven heat. So maybe they're saying the heat is uneven on the glass top.
No, I just have a feeling you just don't want to be liable for scratching the surface. Because
Yeah.
they didn't put that on there and somebody scratched the heck out of their ceramic countertop.
And I remember the pan on this Jiffy Pop used to be a silver pan, and now it's a black metal pan.
Yeah,
metal?
it is. It feels like metal.
Yeah, it's probably like glorified tinfoil.
Yeah.
Which is why they don't want it on open fire because it would melt.
Yeah, well, I think I saw they made that change for better heat conduction. But, maybe it was cheaper.
The biggest hassle was in the pan. because it's the oil, it's the salt, it's the, watching it and all that. Rip the top off this Jiffy Pop. Everything's already in there for you and go. It did pop full. It didn't burn. I was careful to watch all that stuff. They didn't give me a choice of no artificial flavoring and butter or whatever on it. I would have chose that if I could, but I couldn't. I wanted to keep everything as plain as possible or and as similar. But what do you think? 1, 2, 3 on this. So I'm going with the best one, the worst one. I'll go last. 3 Jiffy Pop, 2 Stovetop. Number 1 is the Newman's microwave.
I would agree with you. Number 3 would be the Jiffy Pop. I love making Jiffy Pop. I feel like a badass. And as a kid, I would fight over the right to make the Jiffy Pop. But in second place, I'm really going to say the microwave popcorn. I love Newman's products. I don't like microwave popcorn, I guess. I'm going to go number 1, Stovetop.
Because you know it's microwaved, or you going by taste? Or
I feel like I can taste it, or it tastes like, I know it's just all natural ingredients, but I like the one that was cooked on the stove because I can taste the salt. I can taste a little bit of oil. I mean, it's just there's so much control you have over a stovetop version. Control free, but
I hear you. You could put less oil if you wanted to. You could put more oil if you wanted to. All right, what do you say, Mikey?
Unfortunately, I am going to have to go just based on crunch factor because that's a big thing with me with popcorn, the Newman's. It actually came out the most crunchy out of the 3. I mean, I usually do like the stovetop, but I have to give it to the Newman's because it is crunchier.
Jiffy Pop?
No good.
All right, Ed Sullivan.
I have to go with the Newman's.
As number 1.
Yeah, I mean, I started out, going with microwave anyway, but I think Newman's has the convenience factor, but even just all of that aside, just taste. It just had the right crunch. It tasted fresher. I like it best.
For 3 cents more an ounce over the stovetop, convenient factor.
Yep.
It tastes clean. It tastes good. It is microwaved. If you're against microwave, but I wonder how the Newman is with the kernels. Do they make kernels?
They probably buy them.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you they don't even make this bag of popcorn. They probably have somebody else doing it, and they just slap their label on it.
No, I mean, are you able to buy Newman's non-microwave popcorn?
I believe so.
in the jar?
I believe so, yes.
Have to give that a try someday, but...
And Dave, you recommend not eating the microwave out of the bag because then you get the grease on the back of your hands and everywhere.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Which we do.
You have
take it
to
out,
decant it.
my
The
dad
infamous
is a
orange
genius.
knuckle.
Yeah.
My dad is a genius. I'm just going to say this right now. When we were having popcorn out of the bag, he cuts the top off of the popcorn.
and makes it
Is
a
that-
bowl.
Makes it into a
There's
bowl
actually
instead of opening it.
some popcorns that are microwavable now
That
that come in a bowl. And you just peel off this plastic thing after.
Those are like, they burn you though.
They're expensive, but
Yeah.
and some of these bags actually they made them like the new Oreo packaging where you get the little tab you pull
Sure.
on it.
All too well.
They've got microwave popcorn bags like that now. They actually open up like that. You just peel it back.
It's awesome.
Some of them
Alright.
split on the seam. They're
Yeah,
really
I
getting
don't
good with
think
the
it's-
packaging.
It's no big deal to throw it in a bowl and you got a
It's easier to have it in the bowl.
party going on.
Yeah.
Popcorn party.
Popcorn
Dig it.
party. I like it. So I think 3-1, Jess. I think we have Newman's microwave popcorn comes in first place, second, followed by Do It Your Own with what was that? That was the
That was the
Orville
Orville
Redenbacher. And last place, Jiffy Pop. You're a thing of the past, folks. I don't think you make a comeback nowadays unless you put a video game, some sort of electronic
I
thing
would buy
built
that.
onto it. There you
I
go.
think it is fun.
So that's it. Got an idea for a snack that we should dig into? Contact us at the Snack Authority at the United Podcast Network.tv. Got an idea for a show, an idea for a snack, an idea to pair up against each other? Let us know. The Snack Authority at gmail.com. And that's it. So that's it for Popcorn. Next week, it's the Oreo versus the Imitators. This is the Snack Authority. For Jess, Mikey, Ed Sullivan, I'm Dave, and we are the Snack Authority. We'll see you next week.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.